Right then, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to L5 Star FC. It is your boy Klopp Talk. Let me just wheel this round. Well, welcome back to L5 Star FC. First and foremost, let's just watch them. Yeah, push the table over. But we are back for a Porto and Liverpool match preview. Now, unfortunately, we aren't joined with anybody yet. Salah's currently in detention, so Salah's a naughty kid. But yeah, Ben's supposed to be joining us, but Ben's on his phone. So I thought I'll do the honors. I'll start the stream, and yeah, it's gonna be a difficult game. It's gonna be a very difficult game. It's Porto against Liverpool, and it's taking place tomorrow night. And I'll get straight into it. But before we get into the video, obviously, I need to mention that we're on our road to 500 subscribers. So if you're new here, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. It really does mean an awful lot. Please hit that like button and please help the platform. Hitting a like on the video will really help the platform. You'll never walk alone. Also, as you can see across the bottom, it has all our social media. Now, they will all be in the description, but you also have obviously the names of the social media accounts in there flashing across the bottom. So obviously, before we get into it, here's a kick-off question. Actually, we'll move straight into the statistics for tomorrow's game. So FC Porto will welcome Liverpool to Estadio de Dragao for the Champions League game of the second group stage on Tuesday. The English side is on the top of the standings in Group B with 3 points, while the Dragons are down to third on 1. Now, on the head-to-heads, Porto, their last game was a loss. And their last few games, 0 wins, 3 draws, 5 losses. Whereas Liverpool, every time they face Porto, they have won 5 wins and 3 draws. And the last game's home and away, 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. So that's interesting to take into account. Yet you also have the last game between the two teams, and that was 2 years ago. Obviously, the year that we made it 6, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Yeah, all them vibes. But 2019, the Champions League game was Porto. Liverpool went 4-1 victorious at the Estadio de Dragao, with Sadio Mane scoring a goal, Mo Salah, Firmino, and Van Dijk, before Militao got on the score sheet and added a consolation. And the last game at this venue was, that was the last game. But it's worth mentioning the teams of Liverpool and Porto have met 8 times throughout history so far, with all 8 taking place in this current century. The English side is still unbeaten after recording 5 victories and 3 draws, and most recently trashed the Dragons 4-1 away from home at the quarterfinals in the Champions League. So it's fair to say we have their number. But what I want to get to you and what I want to allude to in this video is, do we down tools going into obviously the Manchester City game on Sunday? I think it's important. You can see from both ways that this is going to be a very important game for Liverpool. We obviously had that draw on Saturday, was it? 3-3. It wasn't great. It was deflating because we've seen the results earlier on in the day. The Chelsea lost. We had Man United lost as well. It was just meant to be. It was written in stone for us to go on, get them 3 points, and then go into this game. But then there's also arguments for the other side. Do we down tools for this game? But then we also need to recognise the implications if we win this game, because it's worth mentioning AC Milan, they'll play Atletico Madrid, who are on 1 point. I don't know. It's a difficult one to call. Let me know in the comments down below what you think to that one. But AC Milan, Atletico Madrid is going to be a difficult one. And if AC Milan can pull it off at the San Siro, remember, then we could be 5 points ahead of the favourites if we win against Porto, and that's technically the game off. Do you know what I mean? That's technically a game pass. So we need to really consider what Klopp does in this game. Now, obviously, we've seen his press conference. If you didn't know already, he obviously said that, we shouldn't take Porto for granted, considering the fact that we've had a good record against them in the past. If you're only joining me now, we've had, 5 wins and 3 draws. We've never lost to them. Touch wood, that stays the same tomorrow night. But this could be a game where it trips us up in a way, because Porto are due to give us a kick-in. They really are. They are due to give us a kick-in. But it'd be interesting to see how they set up, because every time we face them, they slightly change the way they play. So, like I said, going back to the original question, does Klopp down his tools going into this game? I'd like to think that he would, because I think City is an important game. But then you got to take into account Champions League. It's 6 games, whereas the Premier League's a lot more rectifiable if you don't get the result you're always looking for on Sunday. So my heart is telling me that he will not. My head is telling me that he will play a full strength team for this game. My heart is telling me he should not. He should rotate a few players, and rightly so. I mean, a lot of these players that I'm going to rotate in my starting 11 prediction, they haven't been good enough. They haven't been good enough. They haven't had the best start of the season. So why should we keep them in if they're not playing well? I think we have this thing where we're so attached to the players and we're so attached to these football players that suddenly when they have a bad game, we almost forgive them maybe a little bit too easier than maybe Chelsea fans would and Chelsea fans do. Our club is running a different way. Don't get me wrong. I am waffling a little bit now, but there is no ifs and buts about it. We run our club in a different way, and I think we're a lot more attached to our fans and a lot attached to our players than maybe other clubs. And I just feel that we need to be a bit more harsh, a bit more ruthless in these competitions if we want to go far, and rotate the player if he's not playing well, because at the end of the day, that's what a squad's for. A squad is for rotating to win competitions. You can't win a competition based on your starting 11. That's why all fans, or 99% of fans, have wrote us off in the league, because we may have the best starting 11 in the league, but do we have the best squad in the league, which is the most important thing? No, we don't. And that is probably the big defining factor in how a lot of pundits and a lot of players and ex-players outside the game are, writing against Liverpool. So I think he should down his tools, but I think there should be rotation. There should definitely be rotation, 100%. And obviously, going off that Brentford game, it was... I don't think Matip had a particularly good game either. I think Van Dijk was a little bit sloppy as well. Trent was, a bit sloppy, although considering the fact, I think we can all, give him that because, he did have a week off due to illness. But then Robbo wasn't really great either. Fabinho in front of him was a mixed bag, it's fair to say that in my opinion. Curtis Jones had an absolute banger, but I thought for the first half, he wasn't great. And then you have Henderson. You always know Henderson's going to put in a good shift. Salah obviously done his job. I should have scored another one. And then you have Jota done his job, and Mane that was wasteful on the day. And I think, some players played all right, but then a lot of players played average, in my opinion. And it'd just be interesting to see that if we play that way, strategically, if we try and play that way against Porto, will it go off? Will we turn some goals in? Because they're a difficult team to face. They are going to be a difficult team to face. They originally play a 4-4-2. And if we're looking at Porto, they're second in the Primeira Liga, their Portuguese league. They're 4 points away from Benfica at the top of the table. So, they're a decent team. And obviously that's quite 4 points away from Benfica so early on in the season does expose that they have a few frailties to the game. Maybe they don't know how to keep on to a few points. I'm not too sure. And it'll be interesting to see. But obviously, we'll get into a few comments down below before we get the lads in. I think Salah will be coming very shortly. But the Goals Live guy says, Tsimikas to start Ali centre-back rotation as well for the Porto game. So I'll get into my starting 11 prediction, as I only believe it's right, and I'll break down for you what I think should happen. So what I'm going to go for is I'm going to go for Alisson, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Andrew Robertson. Actually, no, that's a mistake. I'm going to start Tsimikas this game. Fabinho, Keita, Henderson, Salah, Jota, and Origi. Let me just change that 1 second real quickly. I wish my dog would stop barking today, lad. But obviously, I hope all of you guys in the chat are well. But Alisson, for me, I think he has to start. There's no rotation in that department for the field. Trent, I think, has to come in. I think this is an important game for Trent. This is a defining game for Trent. We're going to need all the attacking prowess we need going forward, because they're going to be a difficult team to break down. They have a good defensive record, and they're going to prove difficult to beat tomorrow. So I think Trent will start. Tsimikas, I think, will also start on the opposite side. I don't believe Andrew Robertson has had a good start at all. I really don't. I don't think he's had a good start at all. So I really do think there needs to be rotation in that sector of the field. And maybe we rest Robbo for the fact that, we may be coming up against City on Sunday. So, we got to bear that into account. But Konate, Van Dijk, I've gone for as centre-back partners. Fabinho, Keita and Henderson will be the midfield three in front of that back four. And I've gone for Mo Salah, Jota and Origi. Potential shout to Minamino to come into this game, but I'm not too sure if I would start Minamino going into this game. Just because I feel that we need clinical strikers, and maybe you're thinking, well, Ali, why would you put Origi in and say we need a clinical striker? Because I don't feel Mane is clinical enough. I really don't. I keep saying it because Mane is being wasteful every time we see him play. It took him 10 chances to score against Leeds. If that doesn't tell you one thing, Porto are going to play a very difficult way to combat. They're going to play very rigid. They're going to play low block football. They're going to play a strategic 4-4-2 with Octavio, Grujic in the midfield. That'll be quite interesting to see how Grujic. But Mane's going to need to take his chances if he's going to play this game. And I really don't think that Mane has been good enough to start a high-profile Champions League football match. That's my opinion. And if you disagree, then feel free to down in the comments down below and explain why. But I think Jota will come into this one. And Jota hasn't been brilliant, but Jota's been doing his job. Jota's been scoring goals. And, Origi had a stormer in the Champions League the last game out, which is why I'd have him in there. But we'll go through my score prediction before we obviously wrap up. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Liverpool. I think Liverpool will win 1-0. I'm not too sure about you guys, but I think 1-0 is a fair result. But I mean, we need to perform tomorrow. We need to perform in order to get the 3 points in the group, because like I said, if you're new coming into it, the implications if we don't win, if we win tomorrow, AC Milan you're hosting Atletico Madrid at the San Siro. We all know an upset could be on the cards, and we could find ourselves 5 points ahead of a team that was backed to be top in the top 2 of the group. So you really got to take that into account. But we have got the one and only. We have Ben. How are you doing, Ben? How are you doing, Ben? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Sorry for coming so late.
Oh, it's alright, mate.
But, yeah.
It's alright, mate. It's alright. Have you got me on in the back? Have you got me on in the back?
What? No.
I can hear echoing. One second. Can you hear that, Ken?
Can you hear that, Ken? No, I can't hear any echo, man.
Okay. One sec. I'll mute myself. Do you want to take it away? Take it away, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you think it'll pan out tomorrow?
It's a big game, man. Definitely, because I feel like our confidence is definitely shook. Man, after the weekend's game. So tomorrow is very important. I personally feel like it's a game where we can rest some players and give other players, a chance to get into the starting 11. So that's why even in my starting 11 prediction, I said that Tsimikas and Minamino should definitely start, in my opinion. I feel like it's a game that we should take seriously. We shouldn't take it lightly. That's why I feel like Salah should definitely play. I feel like Van Dijk should play as well. And yeah, man, it's a game that we've had fun with over the past few years, but I don't want us to go into this game thinking that it's gonna be something that is gonna be a walkover. I feel like it's definitely something that we should take seriously.
Yeah, I agree. So obviously, we need to take into account that. Obviously, the top-down tools going into this game. We know that, obviously, like I said before, the implications if we do win this game are, pivotal, because AC Milan are travelling to Atletico are travelling to AC Milan.
Atletico are travelling to AC Milan.
Game to call. How do you see Klopp? Do you think he'll go strong in this one? Obviously, you think he wants. Do you think he will follow that through, or do you think he'll have an eye on Manchester City on the weekend?
I feel like he'll have one eye on Manchester City at the weekend, honestly, because I feel like that game is probably more important to him than this game is. So that's why I feel like I don't think Henderson will play, because he has been trying to manage Henderson's minutes over the past few games. I think Milner will play. Curtis Jones is a bit of a tough one, because I mean, our midfield is just so stretched right now. Like, it's so thin. So that's why I was unsure if I thought Curtis Jones would play. You know, but I didn't think that Ox would play, because I just feel like Klopp regards this game too highly for Ox to play. No offense to Ox, obviously, man, but I feel like Curtis Jones will just edge it, and I feel like Curtis Jones will maybe play at the weekend as well, man.
Yeah, 100%. And
100%.
Well, honestly, I think it's a difficult one. I really do. I don't think he's been good enough, and I think Porto is going to be a game where they're going to play, like you say, a low block and play 4-4-2. We need to be clinical in every way possible. I don't know how that's going to go. We need to have the attacking pass, and that's why I think I can assume Mane, because
if Ox played well, in the cup games that he's featured in, then I would definitely give him a shot for this game. But because he didn't impress in those games, I don't see him starting really.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And obviously, we bring in the Salah. How was Salah?
No, brother.
Yeah.
How was the tension?
Fucking.
Just someone out. Again, can you hear us?
Yeah, there's an echo.
I'm not sure. Does anyone have the stream on in the background?
No.
I don't.
I don't. Huh?
You know when I came?
Yeah.
Was it here before?
He was here before. Yeah.
Then try maybe.
One sec. Right, does there an echo now?
No, stop.
It's Bentley. Oh no, don't worry, Ben. What we're gonna do, mate, is we're gonna keep you muted until we'll ask you a question, and then I'll obviously stop talking, and then we'll ask you. Is that right, mate? Thumbs up. There we go. All right. Anyway, Salah, what was your starting 11 prediction? Because you haven't said on the group, so he's keeping it, and he's keeping his cards close to his chest. How does he go? What's the starting 11 prediction?
I'll get into the starting 11 prediction, of course. I didn't get to do a Brentford preview yesterday. I just want to say my thoughts on that. I think it's bittersweet, really. But if you honestly really look at it, we really are very lucky to come away with just 1 point. With just 1 point, we are really lucky to come away with. Brentford absolutely deserved 3 points, and they were so unlucky to not come away with 3 points. Of course, I'm not going to go into depth. I missed that chance too, but I'm just very disappointed, man. It was a chance to go up. City won, Chelsea dropped points. Manchester United dropped points. That's an opportunity for you to go top of the table with 2 points clear. Now, today, we have to see Brighton win. Because if Brighton win, they go top and we go second. You see, these are the things that define things in a title race season. Whether you can capitalize on the teams dropping points. And if we can't do that now, I'm sorry, but we won't win the league if we cannot do that now. And we won't win the league if we do this now. Because come January or come February time, if we're still doing this kind of shit, where we're still losing or we're still drawing. When other teams have dropped points, I'm sorry, we cannot win the league like that. We saw in 18-19 when fucking City dropped points against Newcastle and they did all that shit. We capitalized, we got a point. After that, we didn't capitalize. What the fuck am I talking shit for? Fam, we drew 1-1 against Leicester. We drew 1-1 against West Ham. We fucking bottled it. It was 1920 where we really took advantage of other teams' results. And I want to see that this season because that's what takes a team to win the title. You take advantage of other teams' results around you. But I'm just going to say that game was shocking. I think defensively we weren't good. The midfield, Curtis Jones, bro, I'm starting Curtis Jones now, man. I said it on the preview. People are violating this guy for no reason. The hate is so forced. He's such a good player. Just give him time and he will be an amazing world-class midfielder for the future. But we really need to be better defensively because even in the opening 20 minutes, we were shocking. The opening 20 minutes, we were shocking. Absolutely shocking. And although Henderson got an assist, he wasn't that good as well. His main job is to cover Trent. That's one of the reasons we love him because he covers Trent. I didn't see no covering of Trent. Trent got gangbanged on the post, fam. Literally. What was that? Starting 11, Porto game. Goal, I'm going to go Alisson. If he's not injured, then I don't think there's anyone else. Right back, I'm going to go Trent Alexander-Arnold. Get some minutes in. Wasn't the best against Brentford. Right centre back, Ibrahima Konate. Left centre back, Joe Gomez. Left back, Costas Tsimikas. Left back, Costas Tsimikas. Left centre mid, CJ, Curtis Jones. CDM, Henderson. Right centre mid, James Milner. Up top, Divock Origi. On the left, Sadio Mane. And on the right, Mohamed Salah.
Okay, so let's break that down. So, Salah, you've gone for Alisson, Trent, Konate, Gomez. The big one there, no Van Dijk for this one. Obviously, Ben, do you think that, if we don't start Van Dijk, I think you said in your starting 11 that you think it's very important that we do start Van Dijk for this one. Obviously, what significance does Van Dijk bring to a game like this, Ben?
I feel like he just brings that calmness in the back line because we saw the last game when he didn't play against AC Milan, we struggled a lot, and on Saturday if Van Dijk didn't play we probably would have struggled even more, even though the whole back line played shit in my opinion. But yeah, I understand why Van Dijk wouldn't play because it's quite a short turnover from Saturday to Tuesday. So the club would maybe want to give him that week's rest until I think it's Sunday when we're playing. So, but but I understand why Salah said that Gomez to start, man, and I wouldn't be surprised if Gomez did start really.
Yeah, the reason I got Gomez to start is because Van Dijk, you have to handle pre-ACL injury. It always has to be protected carefully. Although he hasn't had a lot of games, he had his rest against AC Milan. I just think Gomez has to get integrated into the side slowly. And I think, again, pull toward the game. I think he'll play all the... I think Gomez will play all the Champions League games until, say, if we have a slip-up, that's when. But I just want to add, if Costas Tsimikas has another world-class performance against Porto, throw him into Manchester City. Honestly, I've had a whole argument on Twitter. Laser probably knows some. Rebecca, Mons. I had a whole argument on Costas Tsimikas, and I was with Robertson for starting Porto and Manchester City. He's good enough. He's the best left back for 4 seasons. He deserves it. But as of now, his form hasn't been the best. I know he's coming back from injury, but again, you don't stop a player who's on form. You just don't bench him like that. And I'm thinking that he had his game off against Brentford. But if he comes back after that break and plays exactly the same against a good Porto side, Say if he gets an assist and he's good defensively, I'm honestly saying throw him into the game against Manchester City because he deserves that. He was scammed when he didn't play against Chelsea. He deserved to play against Chelsea. I don't know. Again, this goes down to if Klopp has favourites. I don't think he does. But again, he deserved to play against Chelsea and he was robbed. But Tsimikas, yeah, he starts. And if he plays amazing, he starts against Manchester City. I just want to touch up on Bissouma news. Of course, I haven't seen it. Of course, I've been at school, but I have seen the source. And the source is sadly a fajita sauce. So, yeah, it's called focaccias. So, yeah, it's just bullshit. Hope it was true, but it's bullshit.
Yeah, obviously. And if you're new here, obviously make sure you tune into the channel by smashing a like and subscribing to the channel. L5 Star FC, hitting a like on the video will really help the platform grow. So you'll never walk alone. And you know, it's going to be a difficult game. It's going to be a really, really difficult game. It's going to be very interesting to see Grujic as well, obviously in blue and white colours. Former Liverpool man. But a little fun fact for you guys. Diogo Jota actually played for Porto. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, he did.
That's mad, isn't it? I didn't know that until today. Yeah, OG Salah knows his things, mate. Canate and Gomez centre-back partnership against Porto for me. Agreeing with Salah. I don't know. I think this... I want to see maybe Van Dijk. I want to see players rested because I feel like we do need to go into the City game strong. But I think the Champions League game is a lot... The Premier League game is more rectifiable. The Premier League is more rectifiable if we don't pick up the points on Sunday because the Champions League is 6 games. You know, like I said before, if we win tomorrow, AC Milan host Atletico Madrid, and upset could be on the cards. Ifs, buts, maybes. Take it how you want. San Siro, you know, AC Milan's first home game for being out the Champions League since so long. They could upset the favourites. And if we go on and beat Porto, that's 5 points ahead of the favourites to top the group, the top 2. So I really do think that if we obviously get the job done in Porto, it does have a lot. It has better consequences going forward into the congested period in December time when, you know, I think the Champions League group stage finishes around the December time. So, you know, that's one game less that we got to think about. So, obviously, we have to take every game by game.
Another thing that really annoys me is that, say, had we won against Brentford, 3 points picked up, I would have been absolutely fine if we had that draw against City. That draw against Brentford has now meant that City is even a bigger game, so we have to rest people for Porto. Because if we win against Brentford, 3 points picked up at top of the table, even if Brighton win on Monday, we're still there. We win against Brentford. Porto, we can play. Although we're going to play a weak team comparatively, we could have played a little more weaker team. Oh, no. We could have played a stronger team against Porto, knowing that even if we go in to Manchester City, a draw will be fine. Although we don't want to play for draws. If we do come out with a draw, hypothetically, it would have been fine. But now that draw against Brentford has now made the City game a must-win game if we really want to get an advantage over all the other teams. But I just want to say, a lot of people underestimate Porto. Again, a lot of people might think I'm underestimating Porto due to putting Konate and Gomez in defense, but I certainly not. I think Porto are a very, very good team, although they did lose the Liga NOS to Sporting Lisbon, I think. They're a very good team. Don't forget, they beat Juventus last year in the Champions League, and then Chelsea. Their Chelsea game isn't talked about enough. Although they didn't go through their second leg, they absolutely bossed Chelsea. They won 1-0 to, I think it was 1-1. I'm not sure. But they really deserved to win that game. I think Taremi scored a bicycle kick. But again, we shouldn't underestimate Paul because I think Paul are a good side with a good coach. And yeah.
Yeah, big up. And obviously, we will wrap up the stream there before going to score predictions. So, Ben, any final thoughts? Anything you'd like to say before the Reds clash horns with, Porto tomorrow?
No, man. I just feel like it's a big game for some of our fringe players. Like Salah said, man, if Tsimikas plays tomorrow and he has an absolute worldie tomorrow, then I feel like he definitely has to start against City. I feel like Andy Robertson's played a lot of games over the past few years, man. So I just feel like now we could be seeing the effects of that burnout. So I just feel like Timika should definitely play. I feel like Minamino should also definitely play. I was really surprised when he didn't come on, at least for like a few minutes against Brentford, because his confidence was probably so high after the Norwich game, man. So I feel like he should definitely also get a chance to show us what he has to do in this game, man. Other than that, nah, nothing else from me, man.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And obviously, we will go into score predictions now. Salah, it's fair to say that we have Porto's number: 5 wins and 3 draws in the last 8 times we've faced them. But how do you think that we will go for? Do you think we'll get the job done away from home on tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we should convincingly. Although we've never come up against Sergio Conceição's Porto. This is the first time we come under his Porto, a completely revitalized team. It will be a hard game because I think Porto are a team that very, very like to sit back. So I think we're going to have to be patient the way we play. But I'm expecting this team to get the win tomorrow and put our foot in the round of 16 even more, because the more wins we get, we can just wrap it up and then focus on the league. And then when the round of 16 comes around again, then we can go back on the Champions League. So I'm hoping for a win, honestly, tomorrow.
Fair enough. What are you saying? Score predictions?
Score predictions. Oh, sorry.
Go on, Salah.
1-0 Liverpool.
So Salah is going for a slender 1-0 win. What about you, Ben? It will be very difficult, especially if we don't start Virgil van Dijk. I think it will be very, very cagey for the fact that, the last time, maybe we do start Van Dijk this time because we didn't start him the first game. Maybe he's due a start in the Champions League this time out. But like Salah said, maybe we see Gomez in the Champions League more this season. But guys, thank you for watching the Champions League preview. Remember to join me on my channel. Make sure you subscribe to Klopp Talk TV. We have a watch along on the channel tomorrow on there. So big up to you all. Make sure you obviously smash a like, smash a subscribe. If you're new and you don't have an account, get one. Get an account, get a subscription to L5 Star FC. Hit that like button. You know the business. And big up to Ben. Big up to Salah. Big up to Wakao couldn't make it today. All the social media links will be in the description down below if you want to see our socials. And without further ado, come on the Reds. Let's bounce back after what was a very frustrating, deflating day on Saturday. Considering the fact that Chelsea and United lost and we didn't pick up the 3 points. But it's time to turn action towards the Champions League. We've got you covered with the post-match shows shortly after the game. And take care, everybody.
Take care, everyone.
Take care, everyone. All right, take care.